Sunny Magical Travel. Do you do Disney travel stuff? Let me know. It says Sunny's Magical Travel. Makes me wonder. Do you do like Disney stuff? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Starting a little bit more earlier than I normally do because your girl needs to get to moving. Good morning, YouTube and Facebook. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Good morning, Alicia Mama. How y'all doing this morning? What's crack-a-lacking? What's going on? I'm gonna just finish my little setup here. How you doing? How was your weekend? What did you do on this wild, wonderful weekend? It's Sweet Tea's in the house. Sweet Tea's in the house. How you doing this morning? How are you doing? How are those lovely children doing? Starting a little early so I can go ahead and get these legs to moving. Oh, good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. Good morning. How y'all doing? How was y'all's weekend? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. I'm starting 6 minutes early because I can. Okay. Now I know how to do that. Hey, Sweet Teas, whenever you're here, if I have like weird people in the chat, will you kick them out? Like, could I add you as a mod? And just kick out, when they do the big back stuff. Is that okay? Sorry I asked you that in public, but you may not mind. Good morning, Trish. Tumblers and things. Good morning. How you doing? How are y'all? Yo, my bras are getting a little too big, but I ain't gonna change it because anybody with a little weight on them, hey, bras are expensive. So I ain't changing them. Y'all just got to watch me fix it for the next 40 minutes. Okay, because if you got a little something, and look, I'm old school. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I'm old school, so I don't do all that freedom stuff. I want some up and right. I want to bam, bam, bam. That's how I want mine. That's what I need y'all to know. That's what I want. I want them like this. Okay, so y'all just gonna watch me fiddle and twiddle with these little bootstraps here, because I'm not buying another one until I'm at a size that I feel like I can afford. Because I'm real snobby about this. I'm not snobby about a lot of things, but when it comes to chest support, I've learned over the years that, if I can find something that's comfortable, that's gonna hold me, then I spends the coin. I do. They usually run anywhere from $45 to $60 each for me, and 45 means that's cheap. So really, more like 55 to 60 each. Okay. So yep, y'all finna watch me fix this bra for the next 40 minutes. I'm so sorry if it bugs you, but I've got to get it a certain place before I got a few more things I need to fix. I have to get it a certain place before I actually go in and make that purchase, because it'd be like an investment. You know what I mean? It'd be an investment for real. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Those of you that are new, good morning. This is Morning Motivations, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Lord, I hope I can keep this going. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I just try to come in, talk to you, offer you a little bit of encouragement. I consider myself a successful business owner, but I'm a business owner in action. I'm on the move. I'm growing this thing. I'm not as big as others. I'm not starting off like others. I'm in the process. And so every week, I invite you guys to take the ride with me. I am the most imperfect person I know. I'm probably a little bit harder on myself than I should be. And it's something I'm working on. But one thing I know for sure As long as I'm breathing and as long as you're breathing, this thing that you want to happen will happen. I know for me, when it comes to my business, this is a side hustle for me. All right. So it's the thing I do on the side. I like my day job. Don't want to leave it necessarily. I like having corporate insurance. I just do. All right. And so for me, I'm not I'm not reaching for like $10,000 months and $30,000. I'm not. But I do understand that I have to put in that work to reach my financial goals, because I am quite happy doing the work I get to do during the day and then supporting all of my business friends, buddies, and colleagues and internet aunties, internet daughters along the way. All right, so that's what this is about. This is about me taking 30 to 40 minutes, get in some exercise. While I get my exercise in, I will try to support you in your own personal and professional growth. All right. I treat my business the way I treat my day job. I believe in navigating in my relationships in my business professionally. So I try to do the same here. Okay. Good morning, Be Digital Love. How was your weekend? Good morning, Facebook and YouTube. How are y'all? If you're on Facebook, I don't see any comments on Facebook. I don't know why. I haven't been able to fix it. So if you want to chit chat with me, head over to TikTok or YouTube and we can connect there. Good morning. Okay, thanks, Toya. I think you're saying yes. I can add you to like just kick people out. That's it. You know, if they get on here with the bull, because sometimes they get on here with the bull crap. Because I be walking, y'all. And it gets a little dangerous when you be it gets a little dangerous when you walking on a treadmill and you trying to like block people. So if you on there, you know, sometimes they'll get on and they'll do the big back. Yeah, big back. You need to walk faster. They'll get on here with the foolery from time to time. And so it helps when I have a few people who pop in who are able to just block them and mute them and all that good stuff. Yeah, they be on it. And I guess, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I was raised differently. I know a lot of people out there. Let me take a minute to talk about this. A lot of people are afraid to go live because they're afraid that people are going to do just that. They're going to get on you live. They're going to talk about you. They're going to judge you. And they probably will. But when it first started happening, I took it as a sign. I took it as a sign I was doing something right. Okay, good morning, Miss Sharon. Good morning, Whitney. Let me know in the chat, how was y'all's weekend? Good morning, Sarah Whitney. Little blue fire, little finer designs in the chat. I see you, girl. I was actually surprised. I was like, oh. So I would respond with things like, oh, thanks. This is my first piece of negative feedback. Or I'd be like, no, why you got to do that? But thank you, though. All engagements count. And then I would just mute or block them or, you know, all the things. So I'm saying this to say, if you're worried about what people are, because I don't meet, I'm like Maya Angelou now. You know, I'm not meat. I don't have a fashion model size, or, you know, I'm not necessarily with what I call the sad diet, the standard American diet perceives as beautiful or acceptable or even valuable. I recognize that. I just don't care. And so you got to go into this going live bit with that kind of mindset. And when people hop on and do that, just know it is helping your engagement numbers. Let them do what they do. You ain't got to fight with them. You just mute them, block them, and keep going. It's fine. It's fine. They done came on my calls a couple times with the foolery. And I sleep well at night. Okay? Your weekend was good. It was good. No complaints, man. No complaints. No complaint. I got my little nails done. This is like my treat. It's the one thing I won't let go of. It was great. It was great. Good morning. Brenda be like, good morning to you. How you doing? Let me go look at this TikTok before we get started. I don't want to miss anybody. And Miss Toya, just whenever you're on, don't, I ain't trying to take over your time. Just if you happen to be on and you see some foolery, zap them. All right, let's get into it. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay. So in the school community, I've been doing a 30-day challenge, 31-day challenge, where every day I post one piece of content a day. Now, I've been doing challenges long enough to know that when you host or lead a challenge, you're going to have a lot of interest the first couple days. Probably the first 8 days, you're going to have pretty good participation. And then by day 7 through 15, it's going to drop off. Especially a challenge like this where people are already struggling to post their content. And then I'm saying, hey, by the way, take that same post and post it in the school community. Most people are going to forget, right? So those of you that are participating in the challenge, I'm saying to you, don't forget to post your content in the school. Why? Because it's going to help with your engagement. If we have posts in the school and we're clicking on each other's content, leaving comments, getting to know each other, that sort of thing, the algorithm recognizes that there's at least some interest in the content. All right, which means they're more likely to push it out farther. All right, so if you haven't been doing that, I really recommend that you do. Don't worry about what day we're on. Ignore all of that. Just do it. It has been a very tough experience. Full disclosure. Good morning, Just. Just, you be on here consistently. Good morning. Good morning, Kelly. It has been a tough experience for me to post every day, once a day, without fail. It has not been easy. A couple times I just barely made it, but I got her done. One time I posted to the wrong account, but I was like, F that. I posted accounts. And I'm really learning a lot about myself. All right. And my brand. I'm also learning more about what my target audience wants from me, what they seem to engage in, and what they don't. So today we're going to talk about the silent brand. And if you're not participating in this challenge, I'm going to encourage you to participate all the way through August 31st. Okay? And beyond, because I'm learning so much by just posting one time a day. All right? When we're not consistently posting, our brands become silent. In general, especially TikTok is super sensitive to this. TikTok is when you're not on TikTok. Let me talk TikTok first. When you are not posting consistently and engaging with other people's content consistently, it impacts the quality of your account. It just does. TikTok in particularly, it counts what you share, what you like, what you comment on. It counts that. And I've been testing it. I've been doing some posting and ghosting. I just post and leave it. The post where I just post and leave it, I find has a lower viewership, lower views, lower content, lower likes. The post where I really take my time, I post it, I make sure it's categorized, I engage with other people, those posts perform better. TikTok is highly sensitive to that. Instagram is probably second sensitive. If you're in Instagram, to me, it's very hard to get people to engage in your stuff. Good morning, Miss Karen. It's very hard. And what I'm learning about Instagram with consistency is it's kind of like ChatGPT on Instagram. You've got to train that algorithm to understand what you like as a viewer. You got to train it. So that's the first half. What you on Instagram, what you like, who you follow, who you comment on, who you engage it with, that matters. And then also the quality of your content really matters. I find on Instagram, I have to make sure that I put my content in other places like my school communities, my Facebook groups. I have to be a big driver of how people connect to it, and it helps. But the quality is probably the most important part. All right? So, when you are not consistent, you don't create space for you to learn these things about yourself. When you are not consistent, you will not be able to find out the kinds of content your audience really likes from you and the kinds of things they're ignoring. Okay? You're silencing your own brand because you don't have enough data to make decisions. Right now, this is week 3 or 4 for me, 3, and I know exactly which pieces of content have done well. I know exactly which pieces of content that were a waste of time. And so now my job is to repeat the more successful pieces. That's the other thing people get bogged down on. They think they gotta come up with something new every time. That's a lie. When you find the pieces of content that perform the best, keep redoing that same structure over and over and over again. Alright? Here's my point. We're in our third week. Okay? Today's theme is about branding. Your voice is your brand, but your audience is what helps you shape it. Your voice is your brand, but your audience, that's what helps you shape it. So, drop a 1 in the chat if you're ready to turn up the volume on how you show up online. Drop a 1 in the chat, and I'm going to give you some things that you can do to up your volume. All right? Because here's the truth. Nobody really cares about your logo. They really don't care about your Canva graphics. They don't care how beautiful your AI art is. It's your voice. It's your words. Even if you're doing AI art or art, that art has to evoke an emotional experience. So much so that they pause, not just liking is not enough. That they pause, like it, comment on it, and reshare it. I'm going to repeat that because I need you guys to understand. Likes are okay. Comments are better. Shares and saves are gold across all platforms. So when you can communicate your art, communicate your brand where people will like it, comment on it, save it, and share it, you are going to grow on social media. But all those things have to be in place. All right? So you've got to think about what words you're going to use, the tone you're going to use, the message, right? I feel I've had lots of success by posting once a day. Even the accounts I'm not even trying that hard on. Every single account I have has seen growth or progress since I started July 26th. I'm only posting 1 time a day. But I am testing what I want to put out in the world. I am looking at what kinds of content work, which one don't, and you're going to have to do the same. And then repeat what works. Okay? This is all about carrying your unique message through your whole social media account. That's what it's about. All right? People are going to remember your words, your tone, your messages. another square, another 9x16 vertical square on their page. You've got to figure out what's going to make you different, what's going to make you stand out. You've got to figure that out. Good morning, Charlene. I've been meaning to add you back now that I switched to my account. Good morning, Charlene. So the question is, if your goal is to help people or connect them with beautiful art or teach them new songs or to get them completely invested in the music you have to offer or to get them completely invested in the classes that you have to offer, if that's the goal, what are you doing with your brand to make them remember you? What are you doing with your brand to make people remember you or remember the brand? All right? That's going to be the big question that we're going to ask this week. You've got to get people to remember your brand. All right? And I'm realizing that I've had to be more open than ever to get people to remember my brand. And I've had to be more strategic in how I tell my stories when I'm making content. All right? Because people can copy, yes, they can do that. They can, and listen, don't tell nobody. All right? Don't tell nobody. But oftentimes there are no new ideas. So since there are no new ideas, you're going to draw inspiration from others. And you're going to put your spin on it. All right? Quick, fast fact. One of the ways I've been able to be more creative in my work is I followed trend influencers. There are a flurry of folks that say, hey, this is a trend. Try it with your business. They literally post 10, 20, 30 ideas every week. So I follow them, I engage with them, and I test out the techniques that they show me. And you know what I found? Nobody's making content like me in my niche. So they're more likely to stay. They're more likely to associate me with doing something unique and inventive, which makes them remember me. And if they remember me, when they decide that they need Canva support, or they need branding support, or they need video creation support, they have somebody they can connect to. All right? Your unique voice is the value. Your unique voice is the value. I want you to think about the last person you followed online. Why did you follow them? Let me know in the chat. Think about the last person you followed online. Why? Why did you follow them? Let me know in the chat. Whitney, yes. Whitney, go check out the school community. Jump in on the challenge. I got a free class in there. Go check out the resources that are in the school. I think I'm actually going to rebrand my school, but that's another story for another day. All right? Think about the last person you really followed. You was like, I'm going to follow them. Why did you follow them? Why? We can learn a lot if we think about our own individual decisions when we are building our brand and communicating our brand. So I want you to think about the last person you followed. Why did you follow them? I got mine. I'm going to share, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Why did you follow them? The last person you followed. Why? Facebook, if you're on Facebook watching and you want to engage in this conversation, head over to TikTok or YouTube. Both of those accounts I can see. Let me know in the chat. I got a few of you watching. The last person you followed, why? And let's talk about it. Because I think when you start thinking about your own social media experiences, you'll start to dial in on what you need to do to gravitate people to your audience. All right, so let me see. All right, let's see. Kelly said she followed this yoga lady without any hesitation. Didn't even stop to think about it. Her skills caught me right off. I was impressed, and I think I can do it too. Good morning, B. So, that tells me that this yoga instructor, if I went and looked at her page, she's doing an excellent job of communicating her skill set. Good morning, Monica. All right. So much so that Kelly followed her immediately. And even though she did a great job of communicating her skill set, the other side of this is that she also makes her audience feel like they can do it too. Right? So, what I took from that is if Kelly wants people to follow her, then she's got to do two things. Because she already knows what she's gravitated to. They've got to she's got to show that she's the master of her skill set, and she has to communicate that message well. And two, she has to make her audience believe that they can do it as well. Because we've learned that that's an instant follow. All right? Kelly, did I get that right? Let me know in the chat. Let me see what else we say. Let's see. Charlene said the person she followed recently was speaking her language and set up a community on an app she never heard of. All right? So Charlene was drawn to the words that this person used. She felt drawn to that. If you're someone who's constantly posting content, but people don't get a sense of who you are, then that can keep you from growth. That's what we can learn from Charlene's connection. She saw her, she heard her. She was also introducing new apps and tools, right? Those are all things that draw people in. So when you are the face of your brand, are you introducing new apps and tools? Are you introducing new concepts? Are you making sure that your audience senses that we are probably on the same page? That's part of your brand. If you're a faceless brand, you've got to work harder to communicate that message because you are not the brand. All right? Let's see what Miss Whitney said. I think Miss Whitney, you said they sell to her niche. So Whitney, if they sell to the same audience you sell to, what was it that drew you to their page? Are they doing something that you hadn't thought of before? Did you look at their profile, look at their follower counts? Did you look at the style of their content? Was there anything else that drew you to them outside of they're also in the same niche as you? Because for any one of our niches, there are millions of people we can follow. Doesn't matter what the niche is. But there's always something special that makes us stop and hit that follow button. And I really think we can learn a lot about ourselves and our brands when we start to think from a place of why am I following them? And if I want my own followership to grow, then what do I need to say, do, or think differently to support that growth? All right, let's see. says she's seeing how they do their content. So she's looking for opportunities. Are there gaps? Are there spaces that Whitney can slide in? Okay. She's learning more. She's doing that market research. So she's learning more and drawing new inspiration, a fresh approach. Okay. So since that's happening, everybody, I want you to think about your own brands. You want to create content that makes people want to say, dang, how did they put that together? Or, I really like how they told that story. Or, why is their lighting so good? You want to create content that helps people feel or ask those questions because they're going to follow you. Also, you want to stay on the cutting edge, right? So you always want to present emerging products, emerging tools, because others are drawing inspiration from you. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right? That helps with your follower count, that helps your engagement, and that takes passer buyers into invested in loyal clients if you do it right. Those of you that are just popping in, good morning, good morning. Today we're talking about your brand voice. I've been posting once a day, every day. I will go all the way to August 31st. I would love to take all y'all with me. It's not too late. But hey, I will walk this journey alone though if I have to. What I'm learning is a lot of people are posting. They're just not posting in the school. That's okay. It's not required. Just note, if you're someone who you're not getting likes, you're not getting engagement, and you're struggling, posting to the school can really help with that. It really, really can. You don't know who in that school community might be interested in what you have to offer. Also, there are not a lot of communities that you can share your content in. So when you find communities that let you share content, do it. It's a strategy. One way you can grow your follower count is by simply sharing in communities, Facebook communities, school communities. But as you guys know, not a lot of groups allow for it. They really don't. Good morning, Ardell. All right? There are very few groups that allow you to do that. So when you can, take advantage of it because it really can help your engagement. All right? Some of y'all are getting stuck. You're worrying about being professional or sounding robotic or being a newscaster. And I'm telling you, the minute I kind of just was like, let me just be myself. I'm a little hood and I'm a little professional, all mixed up in one, and y'all are going to get both personalities all the time. When I kind of centered on that, it became so much easier, and it can become easier for you too. I ain't no dancer, but I've been dancing in these videos. I don't care. For a long time, I was concerned, like, I didn't want nobody to see my thick body. Like, I didn't know what to think about that. Now, you getting head to toe. I don't care. It ain't changing nothing. It's not changing anything. All right? So we got to stop watering yourself down. Whoever you're going to be is who you're going to be. All right? Show up with your real voice, your quirks, your phrases, but also show up with your passion. And people are going to lock in. There are so many videos I've done. Almost every video got a weird, either there's an editing error, I did something stupid, there's something that's not quite perfect. How many have I done? 20 of them. Every last one has an error. I posted every last one of them with an error. Every last one. I rewatched one earlier today. I was like, that don't even make sense. I don't like what I said there. It didn't change anything. It didn't stop anything. All right? So just be yourself. Be yourself. But if you're not consistent, and consistency is variable. What does that mean? Consistent can mean every single day without fail. Consistency can mean 3 times a week, Monday through Friday. Good morning, Taya. Consistency is whatever you say it is. It's not what I say it is. It's what you say it is. Just know every day gets everyday results. 5 days a week gets 5 days a week results. 3 times a week gets 3 times a week results. Once a week gets once a week results. And as long as you're at peace with that, you'll actually be very successful because you're being consistent. All right? So let's talk about you for a second. When you think about your voice, when you think about your brand, give me one word to describe it. Just one. What's that connecting word that you want people to feel or sense when we talk about your brand? Drop it in the chat. Let me see. What's your one word? Mine is knowledgeable. I want people to be more knowledgeable than they are when they left. That's mine. I want people to learn some things. Ooh, all right, Whitney, I'm with you. She says pride. Walk away with a sense of personal pride. A lot of her pieces are grounded in women in Greek organizations, having pride in what they see and pride in who they are. I see you, B. B said support. You should feel grounded. You should feel like I'm a source of help when you leave her brand. Just Visionary said direction. You should know where you're going. Ardell said encouraged. You should feel motivated. You should feel slightly lifted and taken to the next level by the time you leave. Right? My next question is, Toya said clarity. You should have a clear idea of what to do next, or what you're going to buy, or how you're going to invest. So my next question, if you know your one word, look at your last 10 posts. Is that one word reflected in your last 10 posts? If you go back and look at your last 10 posts, and it's been more than a month since you posted, then you've got a lot of thinking to do about yourself, about your brand, and how you're going to turn this thing around and become consistent in your work. You've got the word. You're following other people. You're in all of these school communities. What are you going to do to change things for yourself? Because if you can't see that word in your last 10 posts, then to be frank, you don't have a brand. You may or may not have a business depending on how you bring in clients. You've got a hobby. Nothing wrong with a hobby, but just be honest with yourself about what you got. Because it's going to take some work to go from you're a human being living on this earth, interacting on social media, to having a thriving business online. All right? The Power of One challenge, this challenge that I've been doing all month, it's not about being everywhere. All right? And that includes my school. That includes my platform. Let me be clear about that. This challenge is not about you being everywhere. I'm telling you, I'm a witness. Being everywhere gets you nowhere all at the same time. I had to shut so many things down in my life because I was different. I was all over the place and not really moving forward. All right? So this challenge is about being consistent, having one voice, one message, one little product that you share a day, or story that you tell, or testimonial that you communicate, or myth that you debunk. Just one. one. That post, that one post is your brand. That caption, that's going to be your signature. That 30-second reel, 10-second reel, that's your stage. We're talking about clarity. Your consistency is what's going to help you get clearer about what it is you are doing in your business. So when you start to doubt yourself, when you get overwhelmed, don't overcomplicate. Just keep talking. Keep making the content. Keep posting. All right? This week, I want you to do something this week to move that needle forward. Post just one piece of content. Keep it as simple as you can and just do it. There's nobody stopping you but you. Nobody's stopping you but you. All right? Because here's the truth. We will not let the internet convince us that we need to be louder than everybody else. You just need to be louder than your own self-doubt. You don't need to be louder than everybody else. You need to stop being louder than your own self-doubt. Your voice is your magnet, your voice is your brand, and damn it, it's more than enough. Let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. That's my word. That's all I got for y'all today. All right. Now, I actually did. If you need to dive deeper into this brand piece, on my landing page, I actually did a whole 1-hour session around mindset and branding. Go check that out. I'm going to be doing it again in a couple months, so keep a lookout on it. If you need to really dive deep, it's called Branding with Soul. It is free, and you can go and check it out to really help you ground yourself in your own brand and your own voice. I'm gonna redo that one. All right, let's see. How did I do? Oh yeah, we're 5 minutes after 8:30. I did about 36 minutes today. That's good. A little under a mile. I'll take it. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm definitely happy with that. Put a 1 in this chat if the conversation we had helped you today. Put a 1 in the chat if this conversation helped you at all today. As always, there are some phenomenal human beings. Good morning, Brother Dean. Wonderful human beings. There are brands that are much larger that offer more services than I do. There are people definitely more talented. But I don't take it lightly that you are willing to let me chat with you for a few minutes, that you let me lift you up while I also lift myself up, because I promise you, I had a whole spiral breakdown yesterday around why I couldn't get my content done. I'm experiencing everything you're experiencing. The difference is I refuse to give up. And I'm going to challenge you to refuse to give up. Don't give up on it. Create content. Take classes. I just taught how to make your content more visible with some strategies. I just did that. The replay is available, so invest in the classes you need to invest in. And just know that you're not alone. But you definitely can start making income leveraging your skills. All right? All right, guys, that's it. I will be back Wednesday. I'm feeling good. I don't foresee any issues. So I'll be back Wednesday. I will be checking in to see, did you post some content this week? Have you really thought about it? Did you go back and look at your brand? Is your brand and your word, are the two lining up? I'm going to be coming back Wednesday. I'm going to be asking you about it, all right? All right, guys, you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you